Long Beach has been a great home for us, and we'll continue to operate that facility there as a design center. That's what it's known for, as being a design hub. When it comes to manufacturing, it takes a whole lot to put something together that's going to lead the world in the next era of flight. And so what it required was a spirit of partnership around the mechanics of how to put a factory project together, and really just a partnership from both sides. So it's all about that. So the question was, what makes us confident that we can find 14,000 people? Well, an incredible area here in the Piedmont Triad, and an incredible workforce already exists right here. We have a burgeoning aerospace community with other companies already here, like Honda Jet and HAECO and Marsh and now Boom Supersonic, and we're just adding to that. So there is a tremendous workforce here, and now people know of Greensboro as a hub for aerospace and innovation. I think it'll also be a magnet. Whenever you do something of this nature, you're going to draw other people to the state who are coming here for the opportunity, and I think that's a good news message for North Carolina that we're happy to be a part of. Absolutely. So from that number, technicians, manufacturing technicians, of course, right? And so that's a big part, but it's also engineering, right? What you may have heard, and some folks have famously said, it's just as difficult or more difficult to build the machine that builds the machine than it is to build the machine. So that's the engineering component of that, right? You have to engineer the factory. That's actually why we're working with Siemens, because their digital platform allows us to do the entire thing digitally. We get to we're living in the age of AI. And with their industrial AI and metaverse technologies, we literally get to simulate the factory fully operational before we ever build it and before the workers go in and start using it. So that's an exciting part of why we're happy to be working with Siemens. Well, at the closing, he simply put the best incentive package he could on the table, and then I said, that's a very nice offer that you've made us, and he said, well, is that a yes? And that was he is really good at closing. He asked the question, right? And I think that's the whole thing, is that ability to ask the question goes back to a belief that you are the best place, that you're not just throwing your hat in the ring, that you've put everything behind it, and that you actually know all of the elements that will go into making a successful project. So from Governor Stein, Lee, Susan in economic development, Kevin Baker, just an incredible sense of partnership. It really has been phenomenal. Yes, early 2030s to bring the plane to market. The thing about building aircraft that's different is you have to build production, conforming to the certification standard in order to test the aircraft and certify. So that means we have to, put shovels in the ground next year, really ramp up in a meaningful way through 27 and 2028, so that the first phase can produce the first phase of the factory. It'll be a phased rollout. So the first phase of the factory will be able to produce the aircraft that we can put into the certification process. Just one more. At any manufacturing facility, though, particularly in aviation, you do have a ramp rate to full rate production. It usually takes a number of years. Again, one of the reasons to work with Siemens and to simulate the factory digitally is to accelerate the ramp to full rate production, which we anticipate will be 20 aircraft a month. And so that's a very strong rate. It's somewhere between what you see in rate production between where narrow body market is and where the wide body market is, which makes sense, this being a mid-market aircraft.